Yo, YouTube, it's Anarchist of Darkness, also known as Sir Killington of Color Struck. I'm here. I'm leaving work right now. I wanted to talk with you guys about having confidence in yourself, or just reevaluating your priorities. Me, so let me tell you first what happened. So today we had a day where none of the kids had any specials. We had a no special day today. And that means we had a whole day of professional development. So the teachers, the grade teachers went first, and then all the specials went second. I'm a special, so I went second. But while I was with my kids on my first round, while I was watching standing in, the specials had to stand in for some of the teachers. So I was stood in for 5th grade class, and they were all right. They were a little crazy, a little bit, you know, 5th graders. They were controllable. My management skills were definitely up to par with them. But at some point, it started slipping away, and I was like, what can I do? Right now, they were told by their teacher to write a story using their vocabulary words. Now, as many of you know, I am a author. I'm a published author. You can go on Amazon, look up Judgment Day by Jonathan Martin. It's right there on Amazon. You can go look it up, look up the synopsis, and see if you'll be interested in such a thing. So I actually went in and I started talking to my kids about my book. Now, I didn't go in thinking that I was going to tell them like the story, but that's what ended up happening. So while I was trying to get them under control, for the most part, this was working. I started telling them about the story, about the powers in the stories, about the archetypes in my stories, and some of the kids was like, tell us the story, I want to hear it. So I went in and I basically told them about 4 to 5 chapters of my book. Now I cut out a lot of this because I cut out some of the violence, I cut out a lot of the curse words, I basically paraphrased my book. But I also cut out a lot of the stuff that children don't need to hear. I think the most they heard was there's a character in my book who's a vampire, who's bisexual, or she has a girlfriend essentially. They heard about that. I didn't really say it to them. One of the girls figured it out with the details that I gave her, but I told them the story for the first 5 chapters, and they were absolutely intrigued. Like half of them were saying, I want to buy your book, I want to buy your book. But I said, look, I would rather for your parents to read the synopsis first, and then go into the book and go get the book, or go read what, like, because I also put in the description, not only the description, I put in the ratings, you know, because you gotta give your book a rating. It's teenagers. I really don't think anybody over the age, under the age of 14 should read that book. And my kids, they're at the best 12, 13 years old. You know, they were 5th graders, so they were like 11-year-olds, right? So, they wanted to read the book, and it just got me thinking maybe I should do a different version. My wife actually came up with that idea. She said, why not do a different version of the same book? Just cut out all the gritty stuff. It's a gritty book no matter what, but cut out there's a part in it that insinuates some things. There's a whole lot of murder, a lot of killing, a lot of blood, a lot of curse words. I was like, you know what, maybe I should. It got me thinking. But what really got me going was I set out, for example, to make my own book, because when I was growing up, the only black people, the black heroes I seen was Booker T, Goliath from the Gargoyles, and that's it. I didn't really see that many black heroes get any shine, really, right? Just the wrestler Booker T, the Rock, obviously, but Booker T I identified with him because I was dark skinned like him, I was hood like him, that type of thing, right? I got into this to tell stories, to make sure that there are black stories for children at some point. And there are stories with brown people in them. So I took out my my laptop and I showed my students some of my work, because they was like, I want to see the characters. I want to see the characters. So I showed them Anarchists. It was like, wow. They know about Abel. Abel is Anarchist's brother. I showed them. And it was like, oh, why is Abel so black compared to where Anarchist is? Because they're twins. Abel has dark powers, in which he covers his body. He always controls. He covers his body in darkness, so his skin appears as if he's like the night sky. I showed them Eva, that's also a witch character from my book. I showed them Jose. I showed them Jose. This is the maestro, the master character in my book. And their faces lit up. And these are black and brown children in this school. Mainly black and Latinos. So all their faces lit up. Like, oh, I want to see the Lycan. I showed them the Lycan character from my book. They were fascinated. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I'm right in front of the wrong age group. Or maybe it's the right age group. I just need to bring it down a little bit, or just come out with different tones, because I really don't like things. I don't want to, what's the word, sugarcoat some things, because the book isn't just about, it isn't just a fantasy book. It has some themes in it that you need to understand. Some of them are as casual as racism. So it got me thinking, and it made me feel a whole lot better, because I've been writing this book. The book didn't sell that much, but that's fine. The book didn't sell as much, and I was feeling a little down, like I would never get any recognition for my work, or nobody would ever recognize my work or like it. Just telling these kids verbally about the story and about how the characters carry themselves, they were very excited, especially some of the girls. So I was like, and usually the women are your main, women are usually your main demographic. So I was like, you know what? I have a demographic. I just need to know how to figure out how to touch that demographic. The little kids were really into it. I was proud of myself. And I would give them the book, but it's a little gritty. And honestly, I think their parents would be happy that they even went out of their way to go get a book. But I also tell them, like, you know what? And I waited till their teacher came back. I said, just for proof, in front of your teacher, I'll tell you this. Tell your parents about the book first, so your parents can screen it before you buy it, because I don't want you to buy it and then see some stuff in it and then ask your parents some stuff, and your parents see it's in the book and they come up to the school and they complain and I lose my job. Anyway, I was just really, really happy that went well today. I was in a whole lot of pain today. I hurt my back wrestling, and on Sunday for a charity event, donated some money to the charity so that some kid can get a better wheelchair for Christmas and stuff. But anyway, that's not beside the point. You guys, we need this. Like, the whole time I was going through this, I was thinking like I was having doubt in myself, and as I was picking up, these kids were like grasping on the concepts, and they were like, oh my God. And you would think some of the boys, because this word has a bad view of black males, and some of the boys were so into the story that they were reciting everything I was saying, and even telling the other students, no, that's not Anarchist, that's Ace. Ace did this. Oh, Ace ran away 3 times. Anarchist knows he's gonna run away. Like, they was really into it. So so you guys, you never know. Remember, you're your own harsh critic. You're your own worst critic. I really am my own worst critic. Sometimes I'm not very good to myself. I think that nobody's gonna enjoy anything that I do. That's part of the reason why I don't draw as much anymore, because I feel like my art isn't as good as somebody else's, so it's not really gonna, it's not gonna stand out. So, fuck me, right? All right, just, you guys have more self-worth, because sometimes your self-worth is really the only thing that's holding you back. All right, guys, have a good day.